Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. Join me, let's glam up this beautiful model together. So first thing first, always start by cleaning the face using a wipe and micellar water to get rid of every hidden dirt. Next thing, you have to hydrate the face by using the moisturizer, yeah, to make sure your makeup lasts longer all day. So after hydrating the face thoroughly using the moisturizer, the next thing, go in with your primer, which I'm using my V Beauty mattifying primer. So I just applied around the area which produces oil. Then I use my flat foundation brush to spread it all over except the under eye. Right, then I lock in everything using my Kiss Beauty setting spray. Then the face prep is done. So for foundation, I'm going in with this B Beauty foundation and Adventure foundation. So as you can see, her face is looking a bit darker than the rest of her body, so I'm going to match that up using this lighter shade, combination of these two shades. Yeah, and then I use my soft and damp beauty sponge. Yeah, I use a soft and damp beauty sponge. That means you have to make it wet, but when you squeeze it, water shouldn't come out from there, to make the beauty sponge soft and to blend easily. So after thoroughly blending my foundation, I lock that in, use my setting spray again. Then for contour, I use my V Beauty foundation, which is 2 shades darker than her skin. So I just contour underneath the cheekbone, the temple, and the bridge of the nose. But I'm going to contour the bridge of the nose after I must have concealed. Apply my highlighter. Yeah. Moving on to blush, I'm going in with this red shade from my Girl Blush palette. So I just apply around the upper of her cheek, then I blend moving towards the temple. So for concealer, I use my Eyebrow concealer. I like this concealer because it's creamy and it blends so well. It doesn't form any crease line. So I'm using the shade 10. So I just apply around the under eye, the bridge of the nose, the forehead. Yeah. Then I use a clean section of my CPD beauty sponge to blend in the concealer. So as I'm blending, I make sure I blend the line separating the concealer and the blush to make sure there's no obvious demarcation. Right, yeah. So I'm using a clean section of my beauty sponge to just blend. I don't spread the concealer. Are you seeing the way we map that area? We apply the contour and the blush before the concealer because we want that area for the concealer to be mapped. We don't have to spread the concealer all over the highlighted the face, sorry. So for the upper section, I just blend, use a clean section of my sponge to blend the lines separating the concealer and the rest of the face. Yeah. Then to contour her nose now, I'm using that same shade from my VBT foundation. No, not the same shade. I'm using a shade which is 1 shade darker than her skin because we don't want the nose to be looking too black. Yeah. Then I use my beauty sponge to blend in, locking everything is my setting spray. Then to set her face, I'm using the Miracle setting powder in the shade Ginger. So we are setting all the highlighted area, that is the under eye, bridge of the nose, the forehead, and the chin. Yeah. So after setting all the highlighted area using our Miracle setting powder in the shade Ginger, I'm still going to go in with my powder from my Beauty powder palette, which is equivalent to that shade, just to make sure that the under eye is brightened up very well. Yeah. To set the rest of the face, I'm using my powder from my VBT powder palette, which is equivalent to her skin tone. So I just use my big fluffy brush to just blend all over her face, making sure that there is no harsh line. Yeah. So I see how I'm blending. So I just start from one section, blend and move towards the other section. Then for contour again, powder contour, I'm using that shade from my powder palette, which is kind of 2 shades darker than her skin tone. So we just contour all the area we previously contour. That is bridge, the bridge of the nose, the temple, and underneath the cheekbone. So to contour the bridge of the nose, not the bridge of the nose, sorry, the nose, I'm going in with my same shade from that powder palette. This time I'm using my small fluffy angle brush. And after contouring, I just use my big fluffy brush again, sorry, to blend in everything. Then I melt down the powder effect using my Kiss Beauty setting spray. So to bake and erase contour, I'm using my same Miracle setting powder in the shade Ginger. So I just leave a generous contour of the setting powder around the under eye to make sure every moisture is absorbed, excess eyeshadow fallout is easily taken out. Yeah, that's the purpose, right? So moving on to brows. Always start by laying down the hair to put everything in order and in place, using my Nikki signature brows gel and my mascara brush. So after that, I'm going in with my mirror setting powder again. You can use any setting powder of your choice to make sure every moisture is absorbed. There's no oil. Yeah, you know most of these brows gel contain lots of oil. So after that, I'm dusting up everything using my small fluffy brush. So for the brows, I began by mixing these two shades, the brown and the black shade of my K Arrow brows pomade. I'm using my Isa and those angle brush to produce my outline. Yeah, I wanted the brows to be looking a little bit darker. That's why I mixed the dark and the brown shade. Yeah, so can you see how I'm producing the outline? So I don't start right from the beginning, because producing the line from the beginning of the brows make the brows be looking a bit, it will not, it will make it to be far from natural. So we want that natural look. That's why we are starting halfway. Yeah. So to fill in the brows, I'm using my Davis pencil, the dark shade of my Davis pencil, to just fill in from the end. So I just fill in the end using the dark shade. I want that the end should be then to be looking a little bit darker. So after filling that section, for the beginning, I'm going in with my this brown shade, which is shade 0018. Yeah, so I'm producing hairline stroke to make it look natural. Can you see? Yeah, just like that, just like that. Boom, we are done. So to conceal, I'm using my spotless concealer. So to conceal this area around the brow bones, always use a concealer which is 2 shades lighter than your skin, right? So I'm using the tips of my Isa and those angle brush to do so. Then after that, I'm blending in the excess concealer using my big fluffy brush. So for the beginning of the brows, I'm going in with my darker foundation, which is 1 shade darker than her skin tone. So after that, I'm still going to blend in everything using my fluffy brush. So for the upper section of the brows, I'm using that same shade which I used at the beginning of the brows. I use the tips of my angle brush to do so. Can you see? Yeah, I will be back soon. Just keep on watching. Finally, to lock and seal the makeup, I'm going in with my all-nighter spray. Then after that, I just use my mascara to brush her lower lashes. So this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching AJ's Signature, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. Bye guys.